One of the most profitable food business ideas in 2020 is a home-based food business, or as it's known, cottage food business. In this video, I will give you all the information you need to know to get your food business, your home bakery or candy business started in the state of Connecticut. And we're going to do it right now. All right, so in the state of Connecticut, it can definitely be a hugely profitable business idea if you start from home. And for the biggest reason is, well, it's from home, because that's the minimal investment right off the bat. When I had started my retail bakery, of course, one of the biggest expenses that we had at that time was actually the rent. So using your home as a small business to begin is absolutely genius. And a multitude of other tax benefits are crazy. So you definitely want to check with your accountant when you start your home-based food business in Connecticut. I'm going to give you the 6 steps. We're going to run through these steps, and I'm going to give you a good foundation for you to understand what you can do at home. And then down below in the description are additional resources and links to Connecticut, the state website, and some other websites as well to help you get started, okay? Now, number one, right off the bat, if you start any type of business, a lot of states don't require this, but I highly recommend this, only because you want to create a business entity and protect yourself from any personal liability that you may have. So a lot of times one of the best ways to form a business is to create an LLC. And if you're not sure exactly how to do that, again, I created a whole bunch of links down below that'll give you some direction and help you find the websites to help you get this up and running and started. So create your business entity. LLC are always a good way to get started. There's a C corporation, there's S corp, there's other different types of entities, but we actually started ours, to be honest with you. We did it as well as an LLC. And the other thing you want to make sure you get when you're preparing food products is that you need liability, general food liability insurance, and that's going to protect you if anybody happens to get sick or there's any illness or anything that potentially could happen. You want to separate your business from your personal liability. You don't want to go at this and create food and take it to a festival or farmer's market and somebody gets sick. You will be held liable for that. So you definitely want to have some type of protection, okay? Now, let's dive into some other great information. So where can you sell? Where can you sell food products in Connecticut? Now, the great thing about Connecticut actually is that you can do this. You can sell products at local events, farmers markets, roadside stands, even from home. You can actually have people come to your home and purchase and pick up the product. And believe it or not, you can sell online. But here's a little trick, a little catch to that. When you sell a product online in Connecticut, you have to either deliver it yourself or have them come and pick it up. So you could create a website, you could do that. And if you don't know how to create a website as well, also check out the links down again in the description. I'll give you everything you need to know to get this up and running, okay, to help you guys out. So creating an online website is great, but you just have to deliver it in person. Now, the only thing that you can't do is sell outside your state. So if you sell a food product from home in Connecticut, you can't sell it to someone in Arizona and ship it. That's something you can't do. But if you sell it locally and someone buys it on your website, you can definitely deliver it to them or have them come and pick it up. Now, there are some prohibited places that you can't sell to, like a retail store. Unfortunately, you can't create a product and sell it to a retail store and have them turn around and sell it to a customer that comes in the store, okay? Restaurants also you can't do, and wholesale. So wholesale you can't do, and restaurants are out of the question when you're doing it from home. Now, one of the really cool things, by the way, that when you start a home-based food business, you get an opportunity to see what it's like to run a business. Instead of just jumping wholeheartedly into a commercial kitchen, investing in a commercial kitchen and starting this big production, if you're not familiar with it, starting at home first is a great idea. So we got step 1, business entity. Make sure you're legal, make sure you got your permits, and make sure you get all of that necessary and incorporate yourself. Step 2, where to sell. We've covered that. Step 3, so what types of foods can you actually make? Now, it's pretty long, actually. Anything from cakes to scones and cookies, breads, biscuits, muffins, baked candies, chocolates, even fudge, cotton candy. These are some hugely popular products that cost very little to make and have a huge margin, have a big profit margin that you could sell at a lot of events. Now, also, one quick tip. Down in the description, check out the link I put to a website that shows you all kinds of festivals based on the state you're in. So you can literally go to Connecticut, type it in, and you can pull up all kinds of events, by the way. Really great resource. So dry goods, stuff like coffee beans and dried fruits and herbs and mixes and pasta noodles, preserves like jams and jellies, marmalades, pies, danishes. Big list of snacks. Snacks I always recommend when you first start out. If you don't know a lot about food, caramel corn, really profitable. Popcorn, hugely profitable. Kettle corn, extremely profitable business. Nuts and seeds, marshmallows, and popcorn balls, and chocolate-covered items like pretzels and those types of things you're allowed. It's a hugely profitable item. So these are great ways to get some revenue started and up and running. Now, there's a handful of prohibited foods. So low-acid canned foods, pickles and ketchups, salsas and juices, and jerkies. A lot of people ask about meat jerkies from home. You can't do that only because it would be considered a potentially hazardous product. And if you don't do it correctly, sometimes bacteria, the pH levels could be off and people could get sick. Now, step number 4, restrictions. So what are some of the limitations or restrictions that you can have in a home-based food business in Connecticut? Number 1, right off the bat, is how much you can sell. There is a sales limit of $25,000 per year, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you can't get up and running. Like I said, get some experience. Don't worry about the amount that you can sell the first year or two. Get some experience doing this, so then you can transition into a commercial business and do this professionally. So now, inside the home, what are some of the restrictions? Well, for instance, you can't have children playing in the area where you're creating your food products. You want to make sure you keep it clean, keep it orderly. You can't have a lot of commotion and stuff with kids playing and that type of stuff. You can't have commercial equipment, okay? So like a big, gigantic mixer in the middle of your kitchen, not going to happen, okay? So you want to also restrict pets and domestic activity. That means basically you don't want to be cooking dinner while you're trying to prepare other stuff on the stove for the farmer's market. Make sure you're doing one singular thing at a time and you're keeping it clean and separated. Now, step 5, you also want to check, as I mentioned before, about being incorporated, but you need to have food business insurance. This type of policy is a general liability policy that's going to cover your food production and make sure you're protected, okay? Because you don't want to do this on your own as a personal hobby or something on the side where you could potentially be liable. Also, this may sound odd, but commercial car insurance or commercial auto insurance policy. The reason why I say this is that if you're using your vehicle to go out and do a lot of this business activity, going to farmers markets or festivals or events or local, wherever it may be, you're using your car, make sure you have the right insurance policy for that. Because during the time that you're using that, that's actually a vehicle for business purposes. So go to Google, type in commercial auto insurance policy or commercial auto insurance quote. That way you'll pull up specific sites that will give you that type of policy that you need, okay? Make sure you cover yourself. And then lastly, we're going to also cover, and again, down in the description, I'll give you some other additional resources. Just click on that to go to some the state of Connecticut websites that'll give you more additional information. Step 6 is going to be your labels, logos, branding. You want to create a brand. Make sure that you understand that too. If you don't have a logo, check out the link down in the description. You can actually get a logo made for you. I use actually myself, Fiverr.com. I've used that for, I think, about 12 or 13 different times now. We've actually had a lot of logos created. They can create a logo based on your needs. So you can communicate with a graphic designer. You can find somebody within your budget, and then you can get that logo or the label made for you, okay? Now, there are some other licenses that you need to definitely have. So before you start your business, you definitely have to apply for a license. And I believe in Connecticut, it's the February 28th of each year is the date, okay? Now, that license fee is about $50, $50 to $100, okay? Now, you can do that either in mail or mail order. You can send that in, or you can do it online as well. Now, before you get your license, your home will definitely have to have will be inspected. Have to have an inspection, okay, to make sure it's compliant with the state of Connecticut. So you do have that as well, and a food handler's course. Now, the online course I think is like about $20, and it just takes a few hours for you to do that. Okay, so with that being said, if you've got questions about creating a home-based food business in Connecticut, let me know. And again, check out the extra resources down below to help you guys get started as quick as you can, okay? We'll see you on the next video. So if you're looking to start your own food business, check out these videos for more resources. Profitable food business ideas, how to start a food truck business, learn all about cottage food laws to create a home business for selling food, and how to start a catering business from home. These and many more small food business ideas are all at your fingertips when you subscribe to Marketing Food Online.